Well, welcome to Munich. This is probably one of the funnest things that I get to do is Mitel Next. Because, you know, day-to-day grind, you're kind of into it, and all the stuff that's going on a day-to-day basis. But next is the fun time when we can actually talk about where the past, the present, and the future really kind of come together. Where we can see what our people have been working on back in the labs, and actually, as I like to say, you got to do a real-time demo that's actually live, put a little bit of pressure on the team, and they'll do that today. This is the sixth location where Mitel Next has come together. We've taken Mitel Next all over the globe. The second time that we've been back to Germany. You know, Germany is a country that has a foundation of innovation. This morning I was fortunate enough to be with some customer partners in an innovation center right here in Munich, and I tell you, it was absolutely exciting to see the things, the prototypes that they were working on, and the capabilities for multiple industries, from the automotive industry to healthcare, to home care, to consumer. A lot of innovation is happening all around us, and innovation is happening right here with Mitel. Tonight, we are going to broadcast this. We're going to tape this, and we'll broadcast it as we do all of our Mitel Next sessions that we run. It's kind of interesting to go back and see a few of the previous ones, because we always show some technology that's way out there in the future, and it might be a couple quarters, maybe 3 or 4 before, oh, that's a commercially available product. So stay tuned for what you see, because the reality is it will be real for us in the future. You know, seamless communications and collaboration. That's what it's all about for Mitel. It is our single purpose, to provide seamless communications and collaboration for our customers. You know, it's easy to say, but it's way harder to do. Way harder to do. We all see different forms of communication and collaboration, where collaborating inside the 4 walls of your company is becoming pretty easy. But the need to collaborate outside of those 4 walls is what it's all about. So you'll see some stuff tonight where we're doing that, tying a bunch of different things in. But seamless communications, collaboration, that's what our company is solely focused on. You know, the problem that we're trying to solve, there are a lot of challenges in mixed priorities. You've got business issues, trying to find productivity. You've got IT priorities around bringing cloud services to your businesses. And then you've got IT challenges with security and things of that nature, data privacy. So there's a lot of things that are going on. But at the end of the day, communications and collaboration have to help the company become more productive. More productive. And that's in an environment where we've got desktop phones and mobile phones and laptops and iPads and all forms of communication that need to be tied together in a real-time environment. You know, the technology landscape has really changed from the desktop to the laptop, to the mobile, to all those devices that we use to communicate and collaborate. You know, anything that should be connected will be, if it's not already. And new devices, as I saw today in a lab, new wearables also will be connected with the many ways that we communicate and collaborate. It will be intelligent, it'll be customizable, and it will be multi-platform, making it all work seamlessly. You know, connecting the dots on digital transformation. Digital transformation is one of those things we hear a lot about. I like to simplify the definition to just say digital transformation is connecting people, things, and information. The transformation part of that is to fundamentally transform your business. Fundamentally transform your business. And what that means is you have to do things differently. It is a very competitive marketplace. Every industry that we serve, I'm always amazed about how competitive it is, how they're using technology to gain a competitive advantage, how they're connecting these pieces together. In our journey at Mitel, our ERP systems, our HRIS systems, our human resources systems, our commissioning systems, our funneling systems, every system that we're modernizing in the cloud. And most of those are being modernized in a subscription kind of environment. The world's changing. Things are changing. Digital transformation is really happening. You know, it's really interesting. A study was done, and it said by 2020, it's going to be less about products and more about customer experience. And we all think about the products and services that we use. Years ago, candidly, we put up with a lot of stuff to get the technology to work. There was no other way. But think of your daily lives today. How many things just work? It's getting easier and easier. Now, things that are technically complex require a lot of work. I've got this over here that may be a little bit simpler. This is really hard to implement. I'll go simpler. I'll go simpler. The customer experience is becoming more and more important in every one of our businesses. It's on the top of the mind. And if it's not, it's going to be. Because I guarantee you, the differentiating capabilities of companies is going to be how well they provide that experience. It's up to the companies to deal with all the complexity and hard parts behind what I call the curtain. So no longer do we simply buy something and just hold it for a long period of time. Innovation is marching forward at a very rapid pace. And because of that innovation, we expect the experience associated with that innovation to be very good. You know, if you think about it, the world is moving to a subscription economy. And that's a transition that will take time. Some markets and some countries will move very fast, and some countries it'll move very slow. But the reality is, I think the mobile industry kind of helped us push that forward. We're used to subscriptions. And now as more and more systems move to the cloud, more and more capability is being based on a subscription kind of basis. You know, the difference with a subscription business is every month, we as a company get a report card. It used to be you sell a system in a transactional environment. They'd implement the system. We'd go a long period of time, you know, upgrades, all that kind of stuff. Now, it happens very quick. You can be installed. You can be up and running very quickly. Netflix is a customer of ours. Fantastic content. More shows than you could probably watch in a lifetime. But the ease of use, the customer experience that they provide is a key differentiator. How I navigate all those things. How they deal with me when I have an issue. And this is a business that's made a change, right? Used to be, they'd send out a CD or a DVD. Now all of it's streaming. Very different business model. You know, when you think about accelerating workflows and how it improves customer experience, in our surveys in these top 5 markets, you know, the reality is every one of these are in the high 90s, or at least 93, 95, 94, that accelerating the workflows, getting things done quicker and simpler, will significantly improve the customer experience. The customer experience is becoming more important in all of our lives. Speed is the new currency, for sure. We see it and we feel it. In the subscription, economy, speed wins. How fast you can innovate. How fast you can bring new features to market. And what kind of customer experience can also be brought along with that speed. You know, faster response times do improve customer retention. And you just have to think about yourself. Any kind of support call that you've ever had to make, if they handled it very quickly and efficiently and kept you in the loop as they were processing things, the reality is they probably got you. You feel good about that experience. The faster you respond, the higher the retention rate. You know, at Mitel, one of the things that we've implemented is what I call the 5-minute rule. To some people, it may sound easy, but we want, in our driving, to 5-minute response time. Think about that. I know there's a lot of partners in the room that maybe that's the seems like impossible part. Could you imagine dealing with Mitel and getting a 5-minute response time? That's where we're going. We're not there today. We are not there today, but we are passionate about figuring out how we can leverage tools and capability and processes and streamline our business to be able to deliver that kind of response time. Significant change, significant change. Like I said, this may sound easy to some and impossible to others, but this is the journey that we are on. Won't happen overnight, but it will happen because of technology, process, and simplification. We know another thing. It's not just about speed. Faster resolutions improve customer advocacy. And customer advocacy is about loyalty. We're in the technology business, moving very fast. Things happen. Things happen. Large operations, stuff happens. It can be weather, it can be whatever, you name it. But if you deal with a customer quickly and you work with them to resolve their issues quickly, faster resolution, you get advocacy. A very important part. So there's a lot of things that are starting to shift in the marketplace. And technology, the technology we play in of communications and collaboration, can significantly help you on that journey. You know, our service organization is in process of implementing what they call the Sundown Rule. Some people may have heard of that before. And the Sundown Rule means, look, I had a bunch of calls during the day. And instead of responding tomorrow, I don't go home until I've responded to every customer. That's the Sundown Rule. That's the world that we're going to be playing in. That's the commitment we're going to make. Now, doesn't mean we're at the stage where we can resolve every issue, but you'll be heard and you'll be responded to. I got your message. Because it's the customer experience. The customer experience is key to success in the future. You know, when we think about real-time communications and collaboration, it's really kind of evolved through 2 steps. The first part of the communication piece was intra-company. I could talk with anybody in the company. You know, forward dialing, all that kind of stuff. Then came collaboration. I could IM, I could presence, I could do all those kind of things around collaboration. Then collaboration grew and is growing to the concept of teams. Not only inter my company, but also external to my company. So we have internal and external communications and collaboration that the market is really pushing hard today. And that's not easy. Because it's one thing now, I think we've got roped inside the company of communication and collaboration. And as the team platforms come forward, team platforms are not only about video and data and all the other things that you can add to it, but the key aspect of team collaboration is you can add anybody to the team, internal to the company or external to the company, securely. So the market's evolving. The next place, and the place that we've been talking about, is what I call the third circle, for lack of a better term. And that's adding IoT to the communications and collaboration circle. I have a very simple notion. And the simple notion is just like we communicate and collaborate as people, we can give machines a voice and let devices enter into those collaboration circles with us. Two-way communication. Only some of the people in the collaboration circle are people, and some are devices. But the key is, like I said earlier, the communications and collaboration at the end of the day are all about making a company more productive. And when you start adding devices into the circles of communications and collaboration, it's amazing how productive a company can be where they used to have to send a person to go look at something or to monitor something. Now, that can be a device. And the device can actually talk back to the circle of people. You know, we did a survey of over 2,500 IT decision makers, for lack of a better term. 9 out of 10 respondents said they saw immediate value of giving machines a voice, of giving those sensors the ability to enter into the collaboration circle. 85%, a full 85%, believed that the interactions will positively, think about this, positively transform the customer experience. Because the devices can do things that might be menial, and they can do it quicker. So we can focus both people and machines to get things done for customers quicker. You know, it's interesting. If you look at that same group of surveyed people, 75%, a full 75%, said that they would like a device to directly contact their customer service agent when an event happens. So a device triggers, and it might be temperature, it might be a water sensor, it might be a humidity sensor, it could be any kind of sensor. 75% saw immediate value. And that immediate value, they wanted to go straight to a contact center so action could be taken. Another 73% said that there would be high value if a sensor went off and it immediately went to the right person in the organization. Bypass all the administrative overhead, go straight to the person who cares about the problem and can solve it. Customer experience, speed, all these things start to link together to provide your customers a world-class experience. This is the one that I thought was the most interesting. 71% said that they saw direct contact with their customer when event triggered. So they're not even saying, look, talk to my service organization, my support organization. We'll tell our customer that there's a problem, or we'll diagnose it. Of the 2,500 IT professionals we talked to that represent 2,500 different companies, they said, if you could get a device to actually contact the customer when this thing tripped, it would add significantly to their customer experience and high value, adding IoT into the circles of communication and collaboration. In some instances, this capability is already here. In other instances, it's coming, and it's coming fast. We look at it from the communications and collaboration perspective, obviously, but when we think about the third circle of communications and collaboration, we intend to link devices into those collaboration circles. So customers and partners, the feedback that we get have always been key influencers in our strategy development. You know, we're very excited to have 3 guests that are going to talk with you today about their experiences. First, we're going to have a company called Frog. They're a leading design and customer experience experts, so you'll hear their perspective. Then a guest from the Tottenham Hotspur, and let me tell you, they're building the most fantastic football stadium you can imagine, so I won't take any more than that, but they're going to talk about it. and it's just absolutely amazing. And then finally, we're going to have the leader of Wesley Clover, who also is Mitel's co-founder and chairman of the board. So we'll have a lot of different perspectives that we'll provide you today.